Glorious day to you, my friends. Welcome to day number 65 of being, this blissful existence, illuminating, and nurturing grace. Our growth with gratitude. Where for 144 days, we are spending time with our inner being. And while we're doing this, we're going to breathe. We're going to chant. The imagery they gave me at the beginning is we're spiraling up this great pyramid of the self, to the edge of the matrix, where we're going to poke our awareness through the hub of the dharma chakra to gain a divine perspective on this reality. Since we're spiraling, we're using the golden spiral and the Fibonacci sequence. And we're in phase 2 of this 34-day section. During phase 1, the first 55 days, we spent our time in Vasundhara, the Earth Star Chakra, and Annamaya Kosha, where we're taking the roots and placing them into our heart, into spirit, into the divine, as we loosened our clasp, our grip, our hold on this reality, as we place those roots into our heart center, from the physicality into our heart, into spirit, into our true nature. As we receive the true nourishment of our soul. And during this 34 days, we're subtly dealing with Muladhara, the root chakra, and we're subtly dealing with this pranamaya kosha, the nourishment of prana. And since we put our roots into our heart center, we're getting this true nourishment from the prana, besides this prana that fulfills this vessel, this meat sack that we're experiencing. And as we build a more solid foundation in our heart, we can then see more of this experience from our true sight, from our heart mind. And during this 34 days, during the first 34 days, or 55 days, we chanted Om Mani Padme Hum using the Mala of Joy 108 times. During this section, we've slid down, and we're chanting Om Ma Hum 108 times. During the first 55 days, we invited in the spiritual ideas of Om Ma Hum through the mindset of spirit, using the ways of spirit. And now with this physical, we've embodied more of the spirituality aspect, the spirit aspect of Om Ma Hum. And so now we're realizing it. We've invited it in during the first 55 days. Now we're building that into our foundation. This wisdom, the wisdom, Om, the emptiness, or our heart, Hum, that we are. The wisdom of Om in our heart that we are. There's another meaning. Can we see the heart-centered reality of us? Is the invitation of us embodying Om Hum. And each day we chant Maybe Om Mahum will reveal more to us. It'll cooperate with our inner being so that we can realize new items of wisdom that help us create this firm foundation in our prati-a-haara, or our heart center, in our true nature. As we dwell in this lotus of awareness, and the more firm our foundation is, and the more our nourishment comes from this lotus of awareness, the more we can allow ourselves to dwell in this lotus of awareness. During the second phase of our chanting, during this 34-day section, we are chanting So Hum, which is based on Om So Hum. I am the universe. I am everything. I am that. Whatever we see or are aware of, we are that. As we invite in these ideas of So Hum, as we invite in these ideas and allow them to take up residence in our energy field, to take up residence in our heart center. During the next phase, we'll bring that down and embody it and build it into our foundation. By then, we'll be in we'll be in our heart center by then. Because we're going to stick with Om So Hum for Muladhara, Svadhisthana, and Manipura. And we're going to continue with So Hum in Muladhara, these 34 days, Svadhisthana, the next 21-day segment, and Manipura, the next 13-day segment after that. Because these are important. As we build this heart-centered foundation, and Patanjali wrote about this heart-centered foundation, building our practice. We build a foundation by practicing it and reinforcing these ideas through practice, by repeating these things. And this sadhana pad is all about repeatable practice of how we become, how we build our heart-centered foundation. And 2.1 talks about everything that starts to build this foundation. It starts talking about we're listening to our true self more. We're studying the ways that we listen and react. We're aware, becoming more aware. We're practicing more awareness, is this study of the self. We're practicing more awareness of how our root chakra, how our fears and our doubts, plus our confidence and our gratitude, all affect us. How our emotions and how our desires, our pleasures, our focus on pleasure, the next new thing, how we wander from pleasurable or desired activities, what we want to do, what brings us new experiences, what fills this auric field, this karmic field with new experiences that we want to remember. As we wander searching for new experiences, this is the hamster wheel. We'll call it the hamster wheel for now. Because once we get up into the lotus of awareness and we are recognizing our true self, and we've achieved this moksha, this liberation from this cause and effect of the karmic imprint that we're creating. Once we receive liberation, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. Once we understand the ways and we understand how it works, they're natural. These wise choices are natural for us to make later on. After. At this point, this us learning about ourselves, how we react to things, understanding our own triggers. What is it that makes us secure our foundation? What makes us happy? What do we like about it? Those are the human aspects of these things. What drives us? What inspires us? This is the part of understanding the self, that understanding our ways with this physicality, is all about the first part of Yoga Sutra 2.1. And the second part is this Ishvara-pranidhana, this dwelling in the lotus of awareness. It's the divine as well, because when we're dwelling in this lotus of awareness and we are aware of the flow of energy and we're aware of how we're reacting with this flow of energy, maybe we start to see all the possibilities that are beyond this physicality, this physical configuration of items, of atoms. And how to reconfigure the atoms through energy. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're building a foundation in our heart. So this Brahma-vihara, this loving kindness, this compassion, Patanjali goes on to talk about the yamas and niyamas, about what it really means to build this heart-centered foundation. And when you check the comment box, you can click on several links. One is listening to the chant in Sanskrit of the whole sadhana pad. And then there's another link of listening to it with the English interpretation. And I like Uday's interpretation of it. And then you can go into a 3+ hour in-depth full analysis of everything talking about in the sadhana pad. If you want, if you got 3 hours, but we're going to keep it simple here, because we're talking about, are we aware of what we do? And we're talking about abiding in, dwelling in our lotus of awareness, dwelling in our heart. To me, maybe this loving kindness and this compassion aren't easy for us to understand at the beginning. But this joy, I think we understand what brings out our joy. And harmony, well, it implies not making waves. But the more we breathe and chant and meditate and spend time with our inner being, maybe it'll reveal to us what this harmony really means, what this joy really means, what this loving kindness really means, and what this compassion really means. And after listening to the whole pod about sadhana, about everything here, listening to his perspective on what are and why are these yamas and niyamas, why we, I love the very simple definition of asana, and the very simple about pranayama and pratyahara, is that we're going inwards. This, all the things that we're doing, what is this prana, and what's the true value of this prana? What happens when we stop listening to our physicality, the physical? Because our chakras, these lower chakras, are about the physicality, or about the influences of this physicality. And so when we listen to our heart center, this is This is all about establishing nirasa atoro tatatiyariyarata. This internal action. That's what we're doing. We're establishing this internal action. That's part of our foundation. Are we listening to our inner being before we respond? Are we listening to our inner being before we initiate action? It's as simple as that. Or are we just going to listen to our sacral chakra? Or are we going to listen to our fears? Or are we going to listen to, I want this, I want this, I want this, and I want it now? Are we going to listen to those things? Or are we going to listen to our inner being? Okay, I hear you. We have a craving for something, yes. Or, I don't like this situation. Maybe we're going to get to safety first before evaluating, did I really need to flee? Over time, we get to understand that better. And we can ask our inner being along the way. As we, just as we. So we talked about Om Mani Padme Hum and O So Hum as we invited it in. And during these next three sections, we're embodying this Om, Ah, Hum. We're embodying this wisdom of our heart. And even though they say the Om is here and the Ah is here and the Ah is the emptiness, well, we gotta empty. The making space in our heart, this Ah, making space in the Ah, and the Ah in Om Ah Hum is allowing us to make space in our heart for the true meaning in our heart, for the true meaning, for the true existence, to create new meanings on our way up. And then once we get to the top, we understand about what is the meaning and what is the value and how we create the value and seeing the value in the perfection of it. But today, we're going to keep it really simple. We're going to breathe. We're going to chant. We're going to relax. We're going to make it easy. As I invite you to relax. Whether you lie down, whether you sit, or sit in seated meditation. Ease and comfort is the most important. Because comfortable is easy, and easy is comfortable. Building a foundation of comfort and ease is stable and firm. Now let us focus our awareness on our breath. As we begin to pay more attention to our breath, as we begin to lengthen and deepen our breath, as we become more aware of the sound of our breath, and the sound of our out-breath. As we become more aware of the other qualities of breath. As we pay attention to the temperature of our breath, as we feel how it feels when we breathe in, as we feel how it feels to breathe out. As we invite our inner being to feel the non-physical aspects of our breath. And to feel the non-physical aspects of our out-breath. As our inner being shares this wisdom of the non-physical aspects of our breath. In the non-physical aspects of our out-breath. Breathing in the spiritual prana. And breathing out the spiritual prana. Breathing in the wisdom of Om. Spending time with it in the ah of our heart. And breathing out that we are Om, the whom. Now let us focus our awareness on our heart center. For in the foundation of our heart is our holy fire, our divinity, our true, authentic self. And this holy fire is the source of our bright light. And every breath that we take with intention fans the flames of our holy fire and brightens our already bright light. For in our heart center is our lotus of awareness. And our true authentic self dwells here. Our Ishvara-pranidhana. As we allow our inner being, our true authentic self, build more of a firm foundation in our conscious mind, more of a firm foundation in peace, in gratitude, these ideas of our true self as it interacts with the outside world, and these ideas of the mind as it interacts with our true authentic self. As we bridge the gap with Om Ahum, and bridge the gap with Om So Hum. As we unify the outside with the inside, with the infinite of our lotus of awareness. Allowing awareness to simply be. As we begin the chanting with Aum, which is simply Om, this infinite wisdom stretched into its 3 sound components. Ah for the heart, Ooh for the root, and for the embodiment, for the savoring. As we chant Om Ahum 108 times using the Mala of Joy. And then transitioning with Aum. After several breaths, we can invite in a being of higher consciousness, a collective consciousness that is higher in vibration, higher in thought form, that's aligned with who we are, or more aligned with our inner being, offering experience, wisdom, being that is relevant, that is most relevant to us in our lives at this moment. We can invite in Om Ahum. We can invite in Om So Hum. We can even just dwell in our lotus of awareness. After a few minutes, we transition with Aying. It is simply the sound aim, the beach mantra for abundance, this stretched out into its 3 sound components. Ah for the heart, E for the crown, Ing for resonation with everything. For embodying everything. just like Om, So, Om. As we chant So Hum 36 times, based on the three aspects of spirit. And then concluding with Aying. Breath in for Aum. And a breath in to chant. Om. Isuturyo, pressing buttons again at the right time. Again, a breath in for Aum. And a breath in to chant. Om Prati-a-haara kaato korosu ukota harisa anahasuya hatatakarayata hatar ishana hukuro harata anahasuyaha hataara shanahakoto natitakarasanaturasha harata kotartuha Katara anahasasiya Pratyahara harutu uhukuru hushanahaturu Uturu uhukatara hatitaha Haruturu hushanahuya Pratyahara Pratyahikuchoru hukunaha Harasa eko Uturu ura arhasanahiku Harasahe katara Arushna hokoro hoka Karsu utu uta ara nahe Harasa eki tiarua Karusu uhu kutor horsanaha Harati ihsana akahashoyoto ura Harata ihsana akahata Haruto uhuko Karasana ekura Hartu ushu uku hutartaheta Harana hasahta Haruto hunata artehi tarate. Kadoto urhushanuhuku urtahata. Harisa ayako utanamaha. Harisa atoto usha atakarahasu uka. Atoto uhua. Kadurso uyoto urhatota. Akahashatarana hayerta. Arhasa eka. Harata uhukuru hutana. Atar arnahakuru ashanu Harasana he kochuru urtiniriya. Hara ashu hukoto ohana hawagaha. Atar arnahatur uka artkarayata. Karasu unu hukuru hushana hukura. Rana hati arkahasa ekaha. Haruto uja atur kashana huyata arna hatarahe. Harahaya Koruto uhuka Katara anahaka Utur uhuta ara Ara ashana he kora Arato uhuka atara kahanaha Om ma om Om ma om Om ma Nitara arkan hiroro Roto uhuta ara niti ariataha Uchi ariarahana Haroso ukuro Kasahe karu tartinira Harto uhutar kahera Harsono hukushihi Karasa eatoro ona kushe hayatorata Haruto uhuka ata ara siakanaru Haruso uhutur urshana hayata ita Hatara arnahasu Utoto ura Nitara arnahasita arkahetor Kotor una huese sihiriaru Haruto uhuka tataruha Karasana ikatara anahasisi Artu ushono hukuru uchanawara Hatati arnahatata utar arshanahaka arti Utur uka Kasu kutur ashunahatura atarada Haranahakatura Atutu uhuka tatiriaria Katuro unahukurata Rasana ekura Karusu ukua Hotoro uhana Isa anata titiri Kasuhuku tora anuha Atuta arwasha ekua Katoro unahukura Harasa ekua tetara Si toto Ototo karata ata Karasana ekua rata heta Uroto uasha Karasa nakoa Karasohu kuro Kareta atarna akara arsanahaka artita Sihugoro Artanaha sisiriara Roto usha atara kaha Notoro uhu katuta Arasana era Arasu ukoto urahanoto. Koturo uta. Arsha ego tartiniariara. Artu uhushu uko uta artini. Harata atana hasata. Urota urataha. Kartsana eka hasura. Artitartkanahe. Arso ukura arkuna. Arshana era. Arto utono ukura tuta. Artihana aha. Kuturu unhawa. Katuru uhanaha. Om And a breath in for Aum. When you are ready, invite in a being of higher consciousness, of higher vibration, that is aligned with who we are and aligned with our inner being. Inviting in what's most relevant for our highest good, for where we are right now. Simply allowing awareness to be. When you are ready, kasutar nahasu ayar tuar tahayata, kayar nahasiyarasu ukur hanwari. Let us thank them from our heart. The gratitude of our inner being, thanking them for the experience, for the wisdom, for the energy shared. Even if it's our inner being that we spend time with. Nitiaryarta naheka, shoyo orhana akuahati, kaihikia nahara arsana etora, harta anheara, shaikiara atakara sanahekiarata, harhu usha uturu ushana eriarata. As we bid them farewell, we can always see them at a future time. And a breath in for Aim. And a breath in to chant. So-hum. 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 Soham. 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 And a breath in for Aying. Aying. When you are ready, slowly bring awareness back to the here and now. Maybe invite in some gentle movements. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes and welcome in the new now. Congratulations, my friends. We have completed day number 65 of being. I'm sorry, it just hit me. We've only completed 65 days of being. Well, we're all in the present moment anyway. And nothing exists between now and now anyway. And as Patanjali talks about in Kaivalya, Kaivalya, I don't know why I can't say it. Where the past and the future converge. Completed day number 65 of being, this blissful existence, illuminating and nurturing grace, niyarata, gratitude, growth, as we dwell in this lotus of awareness, I invite you to journal about your experience, no matter how it was, and be easy on yourselves. As we make mistakes, we just pick up with the next chant, the next breath, and let it go. They gave me yet another interpretation of Ishvara-pranidhana. Ishvara, our inner being, God, both. And as we get to learn more about ourselves, we get to realize more that our God is the God self. This creative essence of light Ra, or of this intentional creational being. This who creates only out of Kriya, this completed action, Niyaryacha, this Ra, that's the true essence of Ra. That's part of Manipura. That's the true essence of our inner being working with this intentional vehicle, through completeness and righteousness. But our human aspect attaches this word of righteousness to it. We're going through the ideas of Rita, Vikara, and Shrishti. This Shrishti, this creational being that we are. We are this Shrishti. When we're dwelling in our lotus of awareness, we are the Ishvara. We're embodying it in this prana that we are, that we're embodying, we've already internalized this. We are the prana. This creative being is the prana. This Ishvara is the prani, that we are Om Sohum, we are it. And Om Ahum, the wisdom in this emptiness of this prana, this prani that we are, that are in this Ishvara, this three-way process of creation, that we're creating through righteousness in divine timing. We're creating out of righteousness through righteous action, Kriya. And what gets created is yet another version of ourselves, Om Sohum Nititsa Ataryacha Anokoroto, another aspect of ourselves, another reflection of ourselves. Gicharawatata, which is what this dana means. Niaryacha Ako Utarwa Ashanahatiti Yaryata Hanato Kota. Kasi ikitioreo to orana haska atiti aryata hasa icha huto urutsa kata. And as we practice, this is what this Sadhana Pod is all about, is our practice is engaging in the intentional practice, the divine masculine, and the allowing the practice to work for us, the divine feminine. It's both aspects of it. It's not fully intentional, and it's not fully allowing it to happen. It's both. It's just like chanting the mantra. It's the tool of the mind to be intentional and to allow it to work with us and for us. Work as us. All those words. Niyara sakata. So that we become it. We embody it. Just like all the yamas and niyamas, that we, once we practice it, we embody it. Just like asana. We practice it and we embody it. We become it. Pranayama. We practice it. We allow it to work with us. We become it. And this Pratyahara, as we practice it and allow it and allow our inner being, we become it. We become this fully sentient self, aware of both the physical and the non-physical, aware of our actions in divine right timing and how it creates completely, fully. Because why does it do that? Because we are already complete. We are already fulfilled. This is the Om and the Aim. It's simply two viewpoints on the same thing. Consciousness. We are the Om. We are the Aim. We are it. That's it. So, thank you, my friends, for sharing in my highest bliss. And shine on. From your inner being, with your inner being, as your inner being, all three aspects, the Ishva and Ra, of your inner being, and make it a great day. Because why would you leave it up to anyone else?